The sailor, red, blue, and white lines intersecting, weaving, circling. Behind the twisting, behind the turning, behind the blue, white, and red, complexity, insights, outcomes.
You're looking at data that was collected from GPS sensors on an array that's pulled along behind a ship. The three limbs that you see on the work are clusters of GPS data from successive seismic surveys, and the clusters are formed by a similarity in how much the array is moving around or not from one survey to the next.
In the oceans and seas, turning natural resources into energy requires an integrated oil company to monitor the changes in a reservoir. That allows them to run more efficient operations and recover hydrocarbons.
Seismic imaging, in particular repeated seismic imaging, is becoming a major industry tool for complex reservoirs to access all hydrocarbon as effectively as possible. And being able to see from one 6-month survey to the next survey, the behaviour of the fluids in your reservoir gives you a much better understanding of where your reservoir interventions should be and what you should be planning for over the next couple of years of your field development.
How does the art of the sailor and the data and the analytics behind it bring to life the critical monitoring of the sea floor, of reservoirs, and asset utilization?
My role is to develop an understanding of processes with regard to the upstream domain, and I identify the areas where I feel that analytics and better data management can improve those processes or transform them into something much more effective. Practically, over the last year, that has involved working with some very smart Teradata data scientists and some very smart scientists and geophysicists, and providing that bridge between the scientific domain and the more mathematical and computing domains that exist within our own organisation.
With a visualization, it's easy to translate into business speech and business language, so a non-mathematical or non-technical person can understand that. And that helps in the end of the day to actually look for new use cases and see whether actually it's just a use case, an insight, or whether they turn out to be a business case.
A business case that transcends multiple industries for asset optimization.
The work that we've done on the use of their seismic arrays has wider applicability to asset utilization across many of the manufacturing industries. In its more abstract sense, it's taking sensor data from what's effectively quite a complex system and creating much simpler metrics to describe its behavior and its performance. Those metrics can then be combined and integrated with financial data and economic data, which could then give you an understanding of that performance in a financial context. It tells you the profitability, and it can give you insight into how such a system should be monitored, managed, and treated in a much more business relevant way.
For this integrated oil company, looking at the sailor shows them changes in the sea and their equipment, giving them better insight into reservoir monitoring, giving them better outcomes, higher efficiency in the quest for oil. The art of analytics and the sailor.